Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Prologue Productions podcast.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Jake.
My name's Jacob.
And we're coming back with the final little session to do a recap for our party for Lost Mine. And I think...
Why does she always fold these so fucking tight? Jesus, here.
No, you didn't get it all the way. Wait a second. Okay. Quest coordinator 5667 requesting an additional party member due to unforeseen circumstances.
So we're making another character.
Yay, another character for the
Yay.
party. Someone to join the quest.
That's okay. You know what? 4 is a good number. It's a
solid number.
even number. This is going to be great.
I wanted to do it anyway.
Yeah. You know what? I was going to call you stupid for doing it the 3 party, but you know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Don't cry.
I thought about it. Just one manly tear.
Just one tear
trickles down my face.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Also, I want to apologize because I misspoke last session we did. I said that something was from a book, and I was conflating 2 books, and golly gee whiz, boy, do I feel bad.
So what book did you say?
I was talking about the Bulgariad, and yes, it also is like monomyth, story of the hero, small village, somebody finds them, coming to power, weapon, blah, 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 blah. But I mixed it up with the Wheel of Time, which you'll have to forgive me for because it's
of shit.
14
How
books
dare
long.
you? How dare you mix up the Wheel of Time with some inferior book series? I actually
Okay,
don't know. I haven't read either of those.
First of all.
So I have no frame of reference for either stories. I'm sure they're great. I hear Wheel of Time is beloved for many people.
Many people.
Yes. And the other one I'm sure someone really likes because it's a book. It's printed, so they must like it.
All right, we're starting with class as
Starting
usual.
with class. Here we go.
We'll see if we can pad out the party here with a I don't know, maybe someone a little more tanky, a little more front line.
Perhaps.
Let's see where the die takes us.
Yeah, so you roll that D12, sir.
I will roll that beautiful D12. That is a 12.
12, which is a wizard.
Wait, is it a 12? Yeah, it's a 12.
That's a wizard.
Okay, so the opposite of tanky is what's happening right now.
Well, not necessarily. Yeah, kind of.
Well, hit point
wise, yeah. But utility wise, we've got quite a swath of different casters too.
A swath.
Yes.
A plethora. A veritable cornucopia of subclasses.
Ooh, I like that. Cornucopia is a good word.
That is a good word.
Yeah. So wizards, very popular amongst fantasy novels, movies, TV shows.
Classic.
Yeah. Supreme magic users defined and united as a class by the spells they cast, drawing on the subtle weave of magic that permeates the cosmos. Wizards cast spells of explosive fire, arcing lightning, subtle deception, brute force, mind control, and much more.
Mm-hmm. And just as a note, the wizard subclasses are based off of, for the most part, a school of magic, or I should say a type of magic. We got, quite a lot. To go over them would be a little bit too much time, but it's definitely something to look into because the breakdown of sort of the magical influences that come from each type of magic is interesting. But we'll see what we come up with here on the subclass.
Especially if you go into the Unearthed Arcana, there's quite a few additional subclasses of wizard, which kind of dive into what's this? What they have like the Mage of Silverquill, Prismari. They got all these really strange Unearthed Arcana ones. If you want to get into that,
well, there's homebrew classes.
Technomancy,
classes up the butt. Yeah, everywhere you go, which are cool, but balanced, maybe not. However, balance is a frame of mind, my friends. If you want to have some OP stuff going on in your campaign, just throw some real fucked up monsters at them and see what happens.
Just throw in just throw a couple ogres at them at level 3 and see what happens.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah, 1 crit later.
Yeah. It's great.
Anybody got any backup characters? So
we have wizard.
and we have 13 subclasses here.
Oh boy.
So if I roll, here's what I'm going to do. If I roll a 12, then I'll roll an additional die to determine if it's between the 12th or the 13th.
How does that?
one.
How you figure?
I don't know. It makes it less likely to happen, but if it does happen.
How about you roll a d20, and then if you roll higher than that, then just
All right.
come on.
Okay.
Let's use our noodle,
Let's
please.
just
Use
get
your
rid
noodle.
of 7 of the.
Yeah.
You know what I could do?
What could you?
I could roll a d20 and a d6 and just take it in half.
You know
Wait,
what?
that math doesn't work.
13. Yeah, 20 and 6, and then you divide it by 2.
Yeah.
And then it gives you out of 13. You were right. You got it.
I mean, yeah, but also
You're smart. You're smarter than you look. Let me tell you.
you're looking at me like I'm some kind of idiot. What if it's an odd number? What if it's an odd number?
1 and 2 is 1.
I know.
Wait. Yeah. No. Hold on.
No, dividing
Never
in
mind.
half.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
No,
Dude, no.
it works out the way you do it. 1 and 2 is 1, 3 and 4 is 2, so on and so forth.
Yeah, but there's 2. What if you 2 ones?
That's a 2.
Yeah. Okay. So there's less likely for it to be 1. Yeah. Just do it. But roll the dice.
I don't know if this is gonna work.
Roll the dice. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna roll some.
Yes. Go ahead.
Some
Do it.
goddamn dice.
You got it.
That is a 2 on the d20 and a 6.
Which is option 4.
Yes,
Yes.
basically.
Okay.
School of Enchantment.
Yes.
Study the ways that magic can bend the minds of others.
Ooh, I love it already. Yeah. I love it. So good. Okay. And then for this particular subclass of character here,
Ooh, are you doing a little...
baby. Yeah, they get access to all sorts of fun abilities and then spells obviously related to their class. So any sort of enchantment spells, they're able to learn easier, and it's cheaper for them to learn spells. You can do all kinds of fun stuff.
They
like
have a very
doing
interesting-
additional enchantment spells on multiple people. You can alter the memories of certain characters.
Certainly. Another interesting thing
Charming's
about wizards
easier.
that I think we need to talk about. Not all classes have their subclass choice at level 3. Wizards, for instance, being at level 2, you get to specialize into a school. And then it gives them a little bit of a specialization a little earlier, which is nice because, as we've mentioned already, wizards are incredibly squish. They're very easy to kill.
Yes. But the advantage to being a wizard, which is a learned spellcaster as opposed to a sorcerer, which we had talked about previously, which is innate within their blood.
Talent versus hard work.
Sorcerers have a smaller spell pool, but they're able to modify their spells with certain abilities. Whereas a wizard is the opposite, where they have a much broader spell pool, but they can't modify it. But they're able to pick and choose their spells every single day from the spells that they have at their disposal.
And
You can learn way more spells than any other other caster.
Yeah, I mean, ostensibly you could have all of the spells, but reconciling that with sort of the mechanics of the game, because in order to put a new spell in your spell book, you have to find a scroll for it, and then you have to pen it using. You have to pen it using. It's back.
It's really it's
Sean
hard.
Connery.
Sean Connery just lives in your mind, in our mind. Right?
Anyway, you have to use like a specific amount of ink and like magical material, pen it into your spellbook. It's a whole thing. Don't be afraid to do that because it's super cool. And it's awesome.
This would be a great conversation with your DM, where I understand the sentiment where it feels like it's kind of weird to ask like, hey, I want this item, or hey, I want this spell, because you don't necessarily want to influence the story so much, or like, hey, this is what I want to happen as a player.
Sure.
But if you want the spell, if you want the magic item, ask for it.
Yeah. How are they going to know?
How else are
unless
they
you
going to
ask
know?
for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice. Ask your characters for a grocery list.
Yeah.
It sounds silly, but
it leaves all the guesswork out for your GM.
Exactly.
To pick stuff that you know that your character is going to like, or you know that you're going to use.
Do you like, for every one item that they really want, you think of one that they'll want as well, and kind of balance it in a way that seems fair, and go for it. Yeah. Just as a little a little extra tidbit of information here. Wizards at level 2, when they choose their subclass, they get a very specific sort of magical class feature. For the School of Enchantment, it's Hypnotic Gaze, which is basically the soft words of your wizard, and Enchanting Gaze can magically enthrall another creature. As an action, choose a creature within 5 feet. If they can see or hear you, they must succeed on a wisdom save or be charmed. And that is, first of all, incredibly useful in RP because it doesn't necessarily say that the creature knows that you charmed them, which is subtly different from example like the Friends cantrip or even the Charm Person cantrip. Because when you cast a spell like that, first of all, it takes components. You might need verbal to say something or somatic to your character might move their hands in such a way. And then, the obvious consequence of that is that whomever you're doing it on, if it's an RP situation, they know that you did it unless you roll really well. And this kind of circumnavigates that. So this is extremely powerful in very specific, I'd say more roleplay type circumstances.
Yeah.
But still really cool. Really, really cool. And now that we have the class and the subclass, let's hit the race. And for the race, we're going to be rolling a D20. Isn't that right, Jacob?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. You roll that dice.
I'm going to do it. I
roll it.
swear
You
if
do
it's
I believe you.
it's a furbolg on it.
Don't say that. Furbolgs are cool.
That's
actually.
a 2 again.
2's a bugbear.
2 is a bugbear wizard? Oh my god.
That's a very interesting choice for a bugbear to be a wizard.
Yeah, because bugbears have they have an ability which basically lets them attack from farther away with a melee weapon, which isn't necessarily that helpful for a wizard, but
That's fine.
it could still be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, for it does say when you make a melee attack on your turn, so that could also be a touch spell. Mm-hmm. Like if you have the Warcaster
That's
feat.
considered a melee.
Yeah, it's a melee
attack.
spell attack.
Yeah.
So if you want to get up in the mix or you get Warcaster and somebody runs past you, you get an opportunity attack, boom, from 10 feet away, you're shocking grasping people. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
That's good. That could be fun.
Has a use.
There's uses for every ability for every class. Even if you might not initially see it, sometimes it might be a very specific use case, but go with what feels right for the character. In our case, we're rolling randomly, but there's something that you can make anything work.
Absolutely. That's what we're here to prove.
Exactly.
You want to tell us a little bit about bugbears, Jakob?
Bugbears?
Yeah, tell me a little bit about bugbears.
Are very furry.
They're very...
Anyway,
moving
they're
on.
very big. They're hairy goblinoids.
Sure.
Born for battle and mayhem, they survive by raiding and hunting, but are fond of setting ambushes and fleeing when outmatched. Bugbears are born... That's the exact same thing I said. So they're goblinoids, so you tend to find them around goblins and...
It's super funny. There's this very specific line here that says, while they're not in battle, bugbears spend much of their time resting or dozing. They are like cats.
They're cats.
They're cats.
When they're not hunting, they're sleeping.
They're cat goblins. When they're not hunting, they're sleeping.
Yep.
And they're generally known as they are like part of the goblinoid sort of species. Generally, they're going to be a little bit more chaotic in nature, but that doesn't mean that you can't make your character be any sort of way for any sort of reason. So also having that very specific tie to races that are usually seen as more adversarial or, antagonistic in a campaign could come in handy if you're trying to, mesh with enemies, or especially as a School of Enchantment wizard. You're going undercover bugbear style.
Yeah, convince people I'm not a bugbear.
Yeah, you force wave them.
No, I'm just a very hairy elf.
This is not the party you're looking for.
This is not the bugbear you're looking for.
Perfect.
This is not the bugbear I'm looking for.
This is not the bugbear I'm looking for.
Precious.
All right, background.
So beautiful. Bugbear, enchantment, wizard.
This is one of those combinations where I'm like, I wonder how many times this has actually happened reasonably.
What's the name of that? What's the name of the podcast YouTube channel? It's the something of Avern of
Legends of Evantris.
Legends of Evantris.
Yeah.
Torbeck's
he's
Bugbear.
a rogue.
He's a Bugbear rogue.
Torbeck. Yeah, he's hilarious, man.
He's a good guy. I like him.
He's a good guy.
That group is absolutely
So
hilarious.
Incredibly funny.
If you're looking for just a really funny, just a really entertaining campaign, go check them out.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. Especially as a DM.
It's hard to not laugh like the entire time.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
You have to force yourself not to laugh.
Because the antics they're insane. They play everything to the hilt. And watching the DM struggle to get them on track, it hits me right in my soul. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to roll for background here.
Okay.
That's a D20.
You do that. You tell me what you roll.
That is a 17.
17, which is a
pirate.
Okay.
Okay. Pirate School of Enchantment Bugbear.
Pirate Wizard.
Sure.
Bugbear.
Yeah. I mean, I can already think of I'm already thinking that, there would be a ship's mage on a pirate ship.
Yeah. And
maybe this ship's mage, maybe this pirate crew, maybe they specialize in sort of more clandestine things. Mm-hmm. Like they don't raid other ships on the high seas, but they do Ocean's 11 style heists.
Espionage, heists.
Yeah.
Breaking into banks, stealing stuff that way.
And then our Bugbear here is the front man. Which
would make it it's a smaller crew.
Sure.
It's a smaller crew, and they don't have the manpower to raid an entire town or city. So they're gonna get creative.
Yeah. They travel from shore to shore. And they
shore.
And they find maybe that it's even more specific to they were conning other goblinoids. They'd con orc kings in their fortresses, or silly things like that.
What would be okay in this situation? I feel like I want to name a little bit sooner than we typically do. What's a name for a pirate bugbear? Who is it?
That's a hard one.
That is a tough one.
That's a toughie. I think it'll come to us.
What's the name of a cat? No, not a cat. We need something. They're going to be a little chaotic.
Tiberius.
What's
wrong with Tiberius? Tibby? Tib?
Yeah.
Or something like Tib and then something goblin-y on the back. Tibone. Tibone. Hey, yo, T-Bone. I don't know. Something like that.
Hey, T-Bone.
T-Bone. What's up, T?
No, we already have a T. We already have Teed.
Deep water.
There's T and T-Bone. No, something...
Tenderloin.
Tenderloin. Sure. That sounds like that's a very goblin-y name at the very end. Tip Tenderloin.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, sure.
They call me Tip Tenderloin.
Tip Tenderloin. No, he's got to sound kind of suave, right?
No.
Or maybe he just isn't suave at all, but because he's a School of Enchantment Wizard.
I'm Tip Tenderloin.
Tip Tenderloin. Little Tibby. My friends call me Tib.
They call me Mr. Mr. Tibbs.
He's got a little top hat on.
I like it. Tip Tenderloin.
Cool. Let's go with it.
T-Bone, Tenderloin.
T-Bone.
Yeah, there's T and T. Okay.
There's a T in Tim.
Yeah, T-Bone, Tenderloin.
You know what? I think what we should do, as we usually do, we should check out what the pirate specific.
Yeah, what do they say? What do they call it?
Yeah, we look at what D&D says about it. We look at the feature, look at the tables, even though we're going to use our massive all features, traits, flaws, and bonds table, which does tend to complicate things.
Yeah, that's great.
It's great. So.
Okay. So, fire the background. You sailed on a seagoing vessel for years. In that time, you faced down mighty storms, monsters of the deep, and those who want to sink your craft to the bottomless depths. Your first love is the distant line of the horizon, but the time has come to try your hand at something new.
Sure. That was very poetic.
Thank you. I came up with it myself.
No, you didn't.
You're right. I didn't. It was D&T Beyond.
That has a little note here to discuss the nature of the ship you previously sailed with, with your dungeon master. This sort of role you had on the ship where it sailed, or were you on good terms when you left? Because obviously, unless it's a pirate campaign, which this is not, you're not going to be on ship. And then it has a feature called Bad Reputation. No matter where you go, people are afraid of you due to your reputation. When you're in a settlement, you can get away with minor criminal offenses, like refusing to pay for food, aka dining and dashing, or breaking down doors at a local shop, because they're scared to report you.
Because you're a pirate.
Because you're a pirate.
Pirates are scary.
Yeah, especially Bugbear, Enchantment Wizard pirates.
I think people would be more confused and not say anything than actually be scared and not say anything for Tibbothy. Tib for short. Tibbothy. But his name, his legal name's Tibbothy.
Tibbothy, T-Bone. Tibbothy Bones is his full name, but everyone calls him T-Bone. That's it.
I like that.
That's it.
Okay. Tibbothy Bones.
Tibbothy Bones, baby.
T-Bone for short.
T-Bone.
All right. I like it.
All right, we're going to do some personality traits here.
All right. Yeah. How is Tibbothy doing?
How do Tibbothy doing?
How do Tibbothy?
I don't know how do Tibbothy. Let's find out.
All right.
I'm going to roll a D100 here. Let's see what we get.
You tell me what you roll, sir.
I will. I got a 30. This one's chip too.
39. 39. Okay. I misuse long words in an attempt to sound smarter.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
That is so perfect for a Bugbear.
He's laughing so hard he can't copy the sentence off of the document. I'm watching him highlight everything but the sentence.
All right.
That's perfect.
All right, Tim.
I think we already have a pretty good idea of the character of this individual.
Absolutely.
Next, we're gonna do ideals. That'll be fun. So we're gonna do
same thing.
Why did you just?
I don't know. Okay, this is good. I'm excited.
We're gonna do a D8, and we're gonna do.
Just roll the dice. Just roll the dice.
That's a 65.
65. People. I'm committed to my crewmates, not to ideals.
Holy crap! We actually got one of the pirate ones.
We rolled a pirate one. That's really funny.
So yeah, he loves his crewmates. Yeah. He's not an idealistic bugbear.
No, he's just a good guy.
And by God, he uses words that he does not know how to use. This is going great. I can relate
to that.
This is going great.
Definitely relate to that.
I think most people can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's roll some more dice here for bonds.
Bonds. What kind of bonds do we have?
We got 26.
26.
26.
You say.
Oh no, I'm re-rolling. It's the same one we
already
got last
did that
time.
one.
Out of the 78 total, we rolled the same exact one.
Yes, we did. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is for the previous one. I work the land, love the land, and protect the land. Yeah.
We're re-rolling that?
We don't want that.
We're rolling that. That's a 45. 45.
Nothing is more important than the other members of my family.
Which could also be taken as like crew members.
Crew members, yeah.
Sure.
It could either hammer in the fact that he's like his crew is his family, or the people he travels with are his family.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets attached incredibly quickly. He's very excitable.
Like a cat.
Yeah. No, not like a cat. They don't. No, they're very aloof, and he's like a.
Really?
He's a dog.
Well, but cats.
He's a dog. He's like, oh my god. You guys are part of this adventure party.
Like,
I love you guys.
I'm so ready to go on an expediture. That's adventure tip.
Are you guys ready to go expediting?
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it. So more dog than cat. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm obviously not a cat owner, nor have I ever been.
You obviously haven't owned a pet.
Although I would like to be a cat owner. I have. I've had dogs. Well, technically they were mine. They were my dad's.
See, making excuses.
Flaws. We're doing flaws. It's going to be another...
Flaws doesn't know how cats act.
Don't bring me into this. 37.
37. Now that I've returned to the world, I enjoy its delights a little too much.
So he's a... So now that like the world could be now that he's off ship.
He's a yes-ander, FOMO, like does anything and everything
excitable.
Because he just wants to be a part of it.
He just wants to be a part of it. Yeah, I love it. This is already a great character.
Mm-hmm.
This is. Oh no, we still have to do age.
Age, how old is he?
Let's do it. Let's roll a D4.
Give us a D4, yeah.
I hope he's not elderly. That would make me sad.
Oh. What is it?
Oh, adult.
He's an adult.
Yeah,
Okay.
Adult. No big deal. He's good. He's set in his ways. Not old.
God, if he was elderly, or he's like, yeah, he's just going out. He just wants to experience life. And I'm like, because he just wants to live his final days.
I'm imagining the
happy.
rest of the party being like, you better be nice to Tib, motherfuckers. Like Teed. I can see Teed and Body Knock being like.
Does weird senile shit, and everyone else is like, don't say a fucking word.
Yeah.
Just like knife.
Teed pulls out her trident and Body Knock like is ready to shout something at them. Oh, perfect. All right, tragedy meter.
No.
I hope.
No, don't ruin this sweet boy. He's a good boy.
Tib is a good boy.
Oh.
Okay, tragedy meter. This
Please
is going to be a
roll
D10. 1 equals no tragedy. 10 equals everyone's dead.
Please roll low.
It's a 5.
Okay.
Regular. Actually, that's a 3.
Oh. Oh, good. My sweet boy.
Tib.
My sweet boy. He's fine. Okay. Just a little bit. Maybe he's just homesick. Maybe he had to leave for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe he got cast out of whatever group he was in.
Well,
because,
3's not even that tragic.
Because he did something really dumb.
Yeah. Maybe a 3's like, he
not that
he
tragic.
became a pirate, but he wasn't supposed to be a pirate.
No,
he accidentally became a pirate.
And found out later that they were a group of pirates.
That's perfect.
It's really because he's just like
big dumb.
Maybe there was this group that came in and they were ransacking the place, and he just thought that they were buying all this stuff. It's like, oh, these guys are great. Like these guys are awesome. Look at all the stuff they're doing for the community, buying out all of our goods and stuff. And he got excited and he's like, hey, you guys, can I join you guys? And they're like, yeah, sure, come on.
Yeah, but do you know why they let him on? Because he said, can I join you guys? Like, I really want to go on that. Like, he did the whole dog thing.
They said no at first.
And then they were like, fuck, we got to bring him. Like,
they found a stray.
We haven't had a mascot in a long time. But he was actually subtly playing with their emotions the whole time because he's a trained wizard.
Yeah, so secretly he's a conniving.
Secretly he's super, because he's a wizard. He's super intelligent.
He's super intelligent, but he portrays the big dumb golden retriever energy.
Or better yet, so I was already thinking like, oh, I can already hear him already. But wizards are intelligence casters.
Wizards are supposed to be smart. So
here's the deal.
Yeah.
Yes. But also, it doesn't have to be in a general manner. No. It could be like, maybe Tib is the consummate student and the best wizard that came out of whatever person trained him before they sent him out into the world, or he left to go out into the world.
Yeah.
And every single other thing he's terrible at. So you could play him as like, anytime it's about arcana or spell casting, he's like, boom, on it. Like a dog with a bone. Mm-hmm. He's on it. But everything else, he's just like, I don't know. We're just here doing things. I don't know why Taika Waititi. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm kind of thinking a little something like this here. If we want to talk about magic, you know what? I'm a really huge fan of anything when it comes to working with like the mind and the mental state. I think it really. It
starts going in.
Arguably, I think it's actually one of the more difficult schools of magic because you're actually working with the human psyche and of different humanoids and things. And he's like, hey, yeah. So, So, what do you think about the current political climate? I
think that
I really like the guy with the hat. I think he's, really hatty, really, cool.
Yeah.
I like him.
Like, all right, Tib, we got it.
Okay, sure.
I would have a lot of fun playing this character. I would love to use high-level words in the wrong way. Oh, that would just do it for me. That would be so good. All right, we pretty much have all of the roles done here. Just as a quick recap, we have a school of Enchantment Wizard, Bugbear, who is a pirate or came from a pirate background. So he's a little bit of a bad guy. Not because he wants to be, probably. He's adult. He is not had a very tragic past, which is good because he'll be a little bit more trusting, but also conniving in the way that he acts in many ways. Mm-hmm. And could you go over the flaws, the bonds, and all that stuff for me, please?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. His personality trait, he misuses long words in an attempt to sound smarter. His ideal is people. He's committed to his crewmates, not to ideals. And bonds, nothing is more important than the other members of my family. Or you can extrapolate that to crew if you like.
Could be, or it could be his clan that he came from, wherever that may be. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's out and he's traveling the world in order to make a lot of money and send it home to the gang, or be able to just take care of his Bugbear family.
Yeah, maybe he felt bad that he joined the pirate crew. He found out way later, oh, these guys are not nice. They took all the money away from my friends and family. Mm-hmm. And so he mails back like a monthly check to, or like a monthly sack to his.
It says right here,
his family.
Bugbears live in family groups that operate much like gangs. A gang lives in and around a small enclosure and is usually fewer than a dozen and consisting of siblings and their mates and a handful of offspring and an elder or two. Oh. So maybe he's him and Body. I feel like him and Body Knock are gonna get along.
They're gonna get along
great,
so
good.
Yeah. And then his flaw is, now that I've returned to the world, I enjoy its delights a little too much. Mm-hmm. Very excitable.
He never actually went out into like the wide world.
He was so studious.
And then he was on a pirate ship.
This is like a religious kid who finally goes to college, like out of state, and then just lets loose. Yeah, this is.
Oh my god, I love it. I'm imagining him like drinking way too much. Tibbothy. Mm-hmm. Oh, Tibbothy. So we have Body Knock, Teed, Tibbothy.
A lot of T's.
Tibbothy, Teed, Body Knock. Oh my gosh. My brain. I'm blanking so hard.
Yeah. I know. We literally just made him too.
I know. We literally just made him. We got
Hold,
it.
please. Hold, please.
Hold it. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Prologue Production Podcast will be back after this quick commercial break. Dante Bahama.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, and the Prologue Production Podcast will continue with its usual recorded content.
Hi, welcome back to the Prologue. Anyway, we got it all down. And as per usual, we're going to throw all of these nice little traits and factoids about our friend Tibbothy on a character sheet that you can find, and we will upload.
So I think the next important thing now is, one, we know why he left his family, because he wanted to join these really cool pirates who he thought were sailors.
Well,
but then
I think the wizard has to fit in there somewhere. You know what I mean? He had to have received training at some point. Maybe one of the other bugbears in the clan.
Maybe he found a book of enchanting along their travels, and these pirates were probably assholes to him, and so he never really felt like he fit in. So he would just spend the days when he didn't have to like swab the poop deck, because they probably just had him just clean up the ship. He was just reading. And learning about magic.
And that's all he knows.
Yeah, that's
he
literally
just voraciously consumed enchantment tomes, and that's literally all he knows. Yep. So he's incredibly intelligent about that specific thing and magic.
Literally enchantment magic.
Yep.
You can even have him play kind of dumb when it's anything other than enchantment.
That'd be fun.
And stuff.
Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun. All right. We'll still put him at level 3. Something interesting there. I think that'll be fine.
So I think that could be fun because he's kind of self-learned. So
yeah,
or a self-taught wizard.
A self-taught wizard.
Yeah.
He wasn't homeschooled.
No, he wasn't homeschooled.
He's self-taught. He went out into the world.
No, he found it. Yeah, he found a book. He found a book that had all the verbal and the somatic stuff, and so he was like spending weeks when they were out on open ocean, just doing weird shit in a corner, and everyone's like, "Taven, what the hell are you doing?"
He's like,
I'm learning magic.
I'm learning magic. They're like,
oh,
they're like, hey, look, Tibb's learning magic. Ha ha ha. And then he like,
nerd.
And then he, like, Tibb? Perfect. I had this idea that, like, maybe he was with his clan and as like,
Are you doing like a Gandalf situation where like a wizard would be like, like travel to
and like
town?
come and visit because like this traveling wizard who, for some reason, maybe it was like a goblin wizard. It doesn't have to be like your classic human wizard. They like lived in an area where it was mostly goblinoid tribes, you know? And there was this one wizard specific that would travel around and developed a connection because bugbears usually aren't intelligent. But Tib has an unnatural, an uncanny sense for the arcane.
He's a hyperfixation for.
He's ADHD.
He has ADHD,
but specifically for magic.
For magic. Yeah. And I mean this just leads into the golden retriever.
Oh, yeah.
Big dumb, big super smart for what he knows, but yeah, just a big old lovable.
Yeah. So while he was growing up, he'd receive like every time he came through, he'd be like, you know,
that's
I'm gonna take. It's not very tragic, but we had to have something slightly tragic, which is probably maybe his clan is suffering, so Tib went out into the world to make money. Yeah. Or Tib went out into the world because he was ostracized because he didn't fit in, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
slightly
not terribly,
tragic, but his family isn't dead.
Okay. So they had, there was a wizard.
Yeah.
Wizard visiting.
Yeah.
I like it.
And that would be fun too, because maybe...
Because you can have that character kind of show up.
Yeah, that'd
as
be
the pirate thing where he just kind of gets the book and stuff. There's not really a whole lot to tie into the background to be like, oh my God, hey, I know this guy.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I know this. Hey, friend, hello.
Oh my God, now he sounds Canadian and it's even better.
Oh, hey, I know that guy. Hey, come over. Hey, friend.
A Canadian bugbear.
Why don't you bring? Come on, bring that keister on over here.
Oh, hey there, hey, come on.
I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Come over here.
That's so good.
Let me come extrapolate with me for a second.
Yeah. Tib, for the last time. Oh, that's so good. And then he went out into the world. He's looking for money. Or maybe he went out into the world to maybe the wizard taught him all that he could, and Tib realized he had to go out into the world to learn more. And so still your point of he made money to buy up all the wizard books he could, and then he needed more money. He joined a crew, and it turns out they were pirates, and he became like the front man for their shenanigans. Or maybe not the front man because he's not charismatic, but you know, he was always there to support the front man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a faithful, like man's best friend.
Yeah,
he's always there.
He's just. We didn't roll for gender.
We didn't. We usually don't.
But Tib is,
Well, we have Teed, which just sort of was like, oh, Teed has to be female. It just sort of like happened, and then Body Knock's a guy. Dante's a guy. I mean, we could roll.
Give us a roll. Tib. I mean, this could be the. It doesn't change the character.
It doesn't change anything at all.
No, it literally doesn't change anything. Yeah. But you know what? It could be.
Yeah, just to hone in on it.
Instead of throw an eye at the end of it.
That's a man. I did 1 through 10 is male, and then 11 through 20 is female.
Yeah, Tibbothy. It could have been Tibby for Tibby for a girl.
Tibbothy.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you did there. I know. I got it.
Tip of the bones.
Yep.
Me and Mrs.
Tibby
Bones.
Mrs. Bones.
Perfect. Sweet. Amazing.
Okay.
I love this character. This character is gonna be the comedic relief for this party.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But a wizard.
So
it's
funny.
Even
more funny.
When people think of like the comedic relief, it's usually one of the martial classics. Like, they could play the big dumb barbarian or the big dumb.
Sure.
Yeah. Or
we got one of those. Love you, Eddie.
Yes, we do. Love you.
Cool.
So,
we're
on the ship.
Yes.
We got there. Found out they were pirates. He's like, you know what? I don't like these guys. These guys are kind of mean.
Yeah, maybe something.
And then
happened.
they were maybe docked in Neverwinter, and he just sort of wandered off and just.
Or maybe he finally found out that they were scamming people, like accidentally, and he started feeling bad about it.
Yeah.
Wait, because one of his things was, what were his traits? What were they? There was one.
His family.
Family. He likes family. Otherwise, they're pretty neutral. He doesn't have a chaotic trait.
No, not at all.
Okay, cool.
Literally, no. He's
a good dude.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Okay,
yeah. So I think he probably ignored it for a while. Or he like reasoned with himself. He's like, no, they're not stealing. They're not stealing from these group of merchants. They actually paid for it in advance, and then they just went and picked up their shipment.
Yeah.
Because they were being nice. They didn't want him to go all the way to the ship, drop things off. That takes up a lot of time. They were being nice.
I love that he's now Canadian. It's so good.
Help! Oh, see, look at they're helping him.
Yeah.
He's saying help.
Yeah. Oh, it's so nice.
Oh, such nice guys.
Or maybe like the pirate crew finally like did something really awful, like heinous, like they killed a bunch of people. And Tib was like, I gotta get out of here. And next time they docked in Neverwinter, he took off.
And he just wandered.
Yeah. Or maybe his family is somewhere more inland. He in his wanderings looking for knowledge, he got to Neverwinter, and maybe he recognizes that escorting, because the plot hook is escorting Gundren, getting on the adventuring party and escorting his goods to Phandalin. Maybe he, in his specific intelligence, even he realizes that he can't just wander the countryside. He has to hook up with some people and get some help.
And then he can have his clan can be somewhere more centralized. Maybe there was like there's like a large river somewhere in Faerun that maybe leads out into the open ocean or something, and they're coming inland, or maybe they're on the opposite coast, or maybe they're farther down the coast. You know, it does that. It's wherever you want, baby.
You can be whatever you like.
But yes, he found out. Oh no, they killed and hurt people. I need to leave. And then, well, shucks, now I don't have a job.
And then he sees like,
then maybe Gundren was like posting signs of like, wanted adventurers. Like, hey, I've gone out adventuring. I think I'm an adventurer. Yeah, let me talk to this Gundren fella.
That'd be fun to play too, because like usually a bugbear in a town like that, or in like a major city, would cause a ruckus.
And he probably
does. But then the guards are like, halt. And then he's like, oh, hey, hi. Yeah, I'm looking for, can you point me towards the nearest quest board? And they're like, yeah.
Or he's way, oh, thank you so much. You know what? I really like your hat.
Yeah.
He's just wearing like a soldier's helmet. Thanks.
It looks rectangular on top of your head.
Oh, yeah. You look really magnanimous in that big hat there, bud.
So good. And then he just gets through life because he charms people with his affable personality and literal magic. And so he just kind of wanders, and maybe he's even a little bit known. I think that'd be something. Like having a bugbear walking around, Gundren might have even been drawn to him. You know?
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And his clan is somewhere inland.
Such a sweet boy.
Such a sweet boy.
Oh, we love this boy.
We do.
Just the goodest. There's got to be there doesn't have to be someone like this in the party, but it's really sweet where everyone's doing just crazy, just off the wall stuff, and there's just this real wholesome guy kind of holding it down. Oh, my friends, aren't they the darndest?
They're just the darndest.
Oh, they're just the darndest.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Tib. Yeah, Tib, can you hold the spleen for me? Oh, sure. Yeah. He's actually really good at alchemy. He can take out all the iron on his liver here and turn it into a really interesting brew,
I love it, dude. I love it so much. All right. So we know where Tib came from. We know where Tib goes.
We know where he sleeps.
I was going for more of a Cotton Eye Joe kind of.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you softballed me that, and I just fucking whiffed that shit. That's my bad. That's on me.
The mic.
You know what? That's on me. You know what? I apologize for that.
You're Tib.
I am Tib.
You play Tib.
I resent that.
I feel like, okay, so let me ask this question.
I represent that.
I represent that heavily. That's so perfect. And they're like, yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Out of the four,
I concord.
Perfect. Out of the four characters, what are the two that you would play, and what are the two that I would play?
I would play.
You Tib.
I played T-Bone.
100%.
I played T-Bone.
You slid right into that Canadian thing. So.
I would do. I kind of like Teed. I think I'd play Teed.
Teed.
Yeah.
So that leaves me with Dante. And Dante. Oh my God, their names are just escaping me so hard right now.
Dante and Bod.
Why do I always get the edgy characters? No, actually, that's not true.
Everyone else is edgy except for T-Bone.
That's true. But Dante is an edgy. He's not tragic at all.
He's not tragic at all.
No.
He's very wholesome. He's at the beginning of his hero's journey.
That's true. And Body Knock, I feel like I would love to play because I've always wanted to play.
He has tragedy because of, if you haven't listened to that episode, you should listen to it. It's really cool. I mean, not to toot our own horn, but we've been making some pretty interesting characters.
I feel so.
But
I feel that way.
He has a little bit of a curse, so it's a little bit of that, good versus evil, within the same person.
Yes.
And you can take it however you want. So if you want to be good, wholesome, you can just lean into that. And then, whoever, the DM for this group would just maybe like give you some trials with your curse and your little backstory, and trying to, send you down that hero's journey.
Yeah, little bids for a little bit of character development. Yeah. Throw something evil, throw in something good, see what the character does, and let that be your sign.
Yeah, and let that govern how crazy your character is going to roll with it.
So I get to play an old man bard.
Yeah.
Body knock the bard.
Body
knock the bard.
I thought he was your favorite of this group.
I think he is.
Until Tib came along.
No, I do love Tib.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, but I think Bod the Bard, just like the amount of chicanery that you could get up to as Bod the Bard.
The world is your oyster.
Elderly chicanery, playing like no filters, but like super charismatic. So fucking fun. And then Dante, I've always been a sucker for like the shonen style, like young man coming into power.
Literally the main character.
Main character. Yeah, protagonist vibes.
Yeah.
My name's Dante. I'm the chosen of Bahamut.
Who are you?
Oh my gosh. Protagonist voiced. Engage.
My hero's journey. I cannot eat, cannot sleep tonight.
All right. That's enough out of you.
Bahamut's my father.
I'm also a dragon. All right. That's it.
Yeah.
We're done. I'm cutting us off. I think that's pretty much good.
That's fantastic.
And then working in maybe who Tib would run into during that time. I think because Teed and Body, we already agreed that would be a
Bod's
connection.
kind of getting the group together.
Bod is getting the group together, but I can definitely see if Tib ran into Dante during his like walking through the city, and Dante immediately would be like super trepidatious of like, oh my god, there's a Bugbear here.
Halt, Bugbear.
Yeah, halt, Bugbear. By the power of Bahamut. And then suddenly Tib starts talking, and he realizes, because he's very trusting.
Oh, you pray to Bahamut? I think he's a really swell guy here. Hey, my name's Tibbothy Bones. You can call me T-Bone. My friends usually call me T-Bone. Although, I'm really not much of I really don't like to eat meat. I usually tend to lean more towards like a pescatarian or a vegetarian, just like trails off.
Yeah.
The ADHD on this man is, the ADHD is strong.
And Dante's the only person that's nice enough to sit there and listen to him go
Just listen,
on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? That's only
so
one who
funny.
entertains him, so that I feel like they would very quickly just be best
And
buds.
Dante tells him everything about his curse. And Tib's like, oh yeah, he's
that curse reminds me of this one time when I was over on the pirate ship there, and these guys were cursing at me because I was doing all this crazy magics. Funny thing about my magic,
I love it. Tib is the most fully realized character we've made so far, thanks to you. So I'm proud of you.
Definitely not pulling from a couple things from my personal story in the 80s and all that stuff. Yeah, it's good.
Hey, I appreciate you and your ADHD.
Me too.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah, it is good.
I love you, buddy.
It is good.
And I love everyone who's listening to this.
Yeah, we appreciate all of you. And you know what? Appreciate yourselves.
Absolutely.
Because every bit of you makes you who you are. Good and bad. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, baby.
That's right.
All right. Tell your friends about us. Prologue Productions Podcast. We love you. We love your friends.
You should bring them over.
Yeah. Wait, what?
What?